Australia's airspace is long overdue for reform. Last year, the federal government decided to introduce a new national airspace system based on the proven US system. The system seeks to harmonise with international practice, to allocate air traffic services on the basis of risk, and to provide greater flexibility and service for both IFR and VFR flights. In this program, we'll look at the changes that are coming into effect on the 27th of November 2003. What opportunities will the NAS present to Australian aviation?
I would say that my primary advice to Australian pilots would be to learn the new NAS system, make sure they study the changes that are coming, because they are significant changes, but then enjoy the wonderful flexibility that the changes will provide them.
And I guess I would say utilize the more relaxed environment that you're going to have when you're flying to do a better job of risk management. There are a lot of risks in flying beyond a mid-air collision, and so focus on situational awareness. It'll serve you well.
Some things have already been introduced, like multi-com procedures at non-towered aerodromes which aren't already CTAFs or MVZs. This allows pilots to make self-announced broadcasts without congesting the ATC frequencies. Altimetry procedures have also been introduced to provide better options for setting QNH. One thing to consider is that the air traffic controller will have the very same QNH that you received from the area forecast. From November 27, 2003, there are going to be new, simplified charts that will show airspace changes, such as new Class E airspace and Class A airspace. This map shows where Class E airspace will be established throughout Australia post-November 2003. We will have a base of flight level 180 going up to the overlying Class A airspace. In busier areas, generally in radar coverage, the base of Class E will be 8,500 feet, again going up to the overlying Class A or Class C airspace. We're changing Class D airspace to reflect the service provided by the ICAO and US systems, which is traffic information for IFR about VFR traffic. Of course, IFR is separated from other IFR in Class D airspace. FIA boundaries and ATS frequencies are removed and replaced by radio frequency boxes that show you the frequency nearest your point. AIRIS and FlightWatch also have new depictions. Designated remote areas will be removed from the charts. Everyone carries ELTs these days, but it's important to think about suitable survival equipment every time you go flying. There is a new transponder requirement for everyone operating above 10,000 feet. Regardless of the operation, you will require an operating mode C transponder. Remember, TCAS-equipped aircraft rely on your transponder, even outside radar coverage, for situational awareness.
Flight from Canberra to Albury, Albury to Rildery and return, and I'll demonstrate how some of the changes will affect you from November 2003. An important part of the new system is for pilots to concentrate on flying the aircraft, maintaining a good lookout and a disciplined approach to the use of the radio. We've just left Canberra's Class C airspace and we're now in Class E airspace. As an IFR aircraft, leaving Class C we already have a clearance into the Class E. We need to be aware that we'll be separated from other IFR aircraft and we'll only get traffic information on known VFR aircraft on a workload permitting basis. we need to fly at proper hemispherical levels and maintain a good lookout. Let's have a look now at some of the new procedures for IFR aircraft in VMC in Class D and E airspace. Melbourne Centre, Kilo Lima Sierra, request VFR climb to 9,000.
Kilo Lima Sierra, Melbourne Centre. Traffic is India Foxtrot Alpha. Navajo, 12 o'clock, 3 miles at 7,000. Climb VFR to 9,000.
Climb to 9,000 VFR, copy the traffic, Kilo Lima Sierra. Melbourne Centre, Kilo Lima Sierra, request VFR on top 9,500 and we are on top.
Kilo Lima Sierra, Melbourne Centre. Climb to and maintain 9,500 VFR on top.
9,500 VFR on top, Kilo Lima Sierra. Our IFR flight from Canberra to Albury has us in Class C airspace, then Class E airspace, and into Albury's Class D airspace. The clearance we got from Canberra covers us for the whole of the flight, so there's no specific need to request a clearance going into Albury, just normal frequency change to Albury Tower. Albury Tower, good afternoon. Kilo Lima Sierra is on descent to 6,000, receive Juliet.
Kilo Lima Sierra, Albury Tower, good afternoon. Report distance and radial.
Kilo Lima Sierra is at 30 GPS on the 056 radial.
Kilo Lima Sierra, roger. Descend to 4,900. Report approaching with distance and in-flight conditions. Expect GPS arrival if required.
4,900, Kilo Lima Sierra. Albury Tower, Kilo Lima Sierra is at 4,900 in cloud at 22 GPS.
Kilo Lima Sierra, clear GPS arrival, report visual.
Cleared for the GPS arrival, Kilo Lima Sierra. Kilo Lima Sierra is visual.
Kilo Lima Sierra, runway 25, cleared to land.
Runway 25, clear to land, Kilo Lima Sierra. To enhance safety, we recommend that you have your lights on when landing and taking off. This will give you a strong visual presence.
Kilo Lima Sierra, report passing 4,500.
Kilo Lima Sierra. We're just about to leave Albury's Class D airspace into Class E airspace, which means the level of ATC service you're receiving will change. Kilo Lima Sierra left 4,500.
Kilo Lima Sierra, you're now outside controlled airspace. Control services terminated. Frequency change approved.
Kilo Lima Sierra. Jerilderie traffic, Kilo Lima Sierra VFR Navajo is 10 miles to the east inbound Jerilderie. Jerilderie traffic, Kilo Lima Sierra VFR Navajo is taxiing for Canberra, runway 36 Jerilderie. Jerilderie traffic, Kilo Lima Sierra is rolling runway 36 Jerilderie. We should use the local QNH of a station within 100 miles of our location. We can do that using the AWIB, the ATIS, or by setting the altimeter on the ground at our departure aerodrome. In flight, you can use the area forecast, or if necessary, ask FlightWatch or ATC. So for VFR aircraft in Class G and Class E airspace, there are no specific radio communication requirements. Generally, they should refrain from making self-announced broadcasts, but always keep a good lookout and fly proper procedures, including the correct hemispherical levels.
One of the great flexibilities of more Class E airspace is that VFR aircraft can fly over Class D airspace without having to get an airways clearance, like flying over Albury. But there are some things to consider. Firstly, ensure you have your transponder on code 1200 with altitude. Air traffic control will be able to pass you as traffic to any IFR aircraft. Airline aircraft which are fitted with traffic collision avoidance systems, or TCAS, will be well aware of your position. Stay clear of the approach and departure routes of the aerodrome and also the instrument approach paths. Fly proper hemispherical levels, turn your lights on and keep a vigilant lookout. Maintain a listening watch on the Class D tower frequency as you overfly the airspace, as it will give you the best situational awareness of traffic in your area.
We've seen how to overfly Albury VFR in Class E airspace, but let's now go and land there. We'll need to get an airways clearance before we enter Albury's Class D airspace. Albury Tower, Kilo Lima Sierra VFR Navajo, Holbrook Township 4500 inbound, receive Charlie, request clearance.
Kilo Lima Sierra, cleared visual approach, left base, runway 07.
Visual approach, left base, runway 07, Kilo Lima Sierra.
Kilo Lima Sierra, runway 07, cleared to land.
Runway 07, clear to land, Kilo Lima Sierra. We're just to the west of Canberra's Class C airspace. In Class E airspace, VFR at 9,500 feet. We'll need an airways clearance. Remember to allow yourself plenty of time when requesting a clearance. Canberra approach, Kilo Lima Sierra, VFR Navajo, 45 miles to the west, inbound 9,500, receive Delta, request clearance.
Kilo Lima Sierra, Canberra approach, squawk code 0332.
Code 0332, Kilo Lima Sierra.
Kilo Lima Sierra identified 45 miles west of Canberra, 9,500. Airways clearance, track direct, 9,500.
Track direct, 9,500, Kilo Lima Sierra. Now that we have our airways clearance, all we need to do is follow normal procedures through to a landing at Canberra.
Kilo Lima Sierra, for information, traffic is in Navajo, 11 o'clock, 2 miles, 1,000 feet below, passing left to right.
Kilo Lima Sierra. ATC have just given us merging target information. ATC may provide a mutual traffic advisory service when radar targets appear likely to merge with minimum vertical separation.
As you can see, the new procedures are practical with a real emphasis on safety by encouraging the pilot to fly the aircraft, maintain a good lookout, and a disciplined approach to the use of the radio. So let's do a recap. Remember, from November 27, 2003, there will be an increase in Class E airspace throughout Australia. IFR aircraft need a clearance in Class E, VFR don't. Charts have now been simplified. There are new transponder requirements for everyone operating above 10,000 feet, regardless of the class of airspace. We're changing Class D airspace. IFR aircraft will now get traffic information about VFR aircraft. Designated remote areas have been removed from the charts, but you should always be thinking of what suitable survival equipment to carry every time you go flying. So what's next? Well, from June 2004, there will be more changes, including further increases in Class E airspace, and we'll replace our current CTAFs and MBZs with new procedures identical to the US CTAF. We'll also standardise broadcasts, which are relevant to what the pilot is doing at the time and provide better situational awareness for everybody in the circuit. So there you go. Take the time to understand the new procedures well before you go flying. Do a little bit of homework, and if you're still unsure, talk to your flying instructor, look at our website, or phone us on 1800 007 024.